Hey guys, so finally I've decided that I'm gonna be doing a Q&A. Most of the reason for this that I feel like this will be my last project before I decide to actually move. Yeah, my name is Crowthorn and I've just had a lot of fun time with you guys. So yeah, I feel like this would be the best thing for me to do. As well as it'll be the last project that I have here in Quezon City before I move to Mandaluyong. Anyway, let's get to the first question. Hey guys! Post Productions, Crowthorn here. I just wanted to acknowledge that it's May, which is also Mental Health Awareness Month. As of now, everyone is going through lots of shit right now. I see it. You. Yes, you. The one watching. I know your life maybe seems perfect right now. Probably not. Probably you're like in the worst place that you could possibly be. But I know that you have great lives that you have to deal with struggle, and for many people, it just seems normal. Probably because their environment made them that way, or that they simply just got used to it. Well, no more. If you have any problems, feel free to talk to a professional or at least to a close friend. Because trust me, as the oldest child, it can get hard when there's no one to help you stand. I'm here for you, and so is the small community that we have here, Crowthorn, in the Crow's Nest and Flowerfield Productions. You matter in so many ways, and you are seen because I see how I helped you smile through my content. It's made for those like you who want to be free from struggling. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled, chaotic Crowthorn. What was your early childhood life like? If that's too personal, what do you want to accomplish before you die? Or what is my dream? For me personally, my early childhood life was rather closeted. I was a homeschool for like 7, 8 years, I think it was, maybe 9 years. So um when for early childhood life, it was more so about the exploration and the capability to have fun with my parents and to just see my neighborhood in a different light, one that not many people would be able to, get. As for what I want to do before I die, when it comes to my content, it's to be more active and to have a very welcoming community, such as Flowerfield Productions, or in general, just Crowthorn. For outside of my content, it would probably to at least have one school year without any kind of controversy that I'm in. What is, in your opinion, the most meaningful thing in life? How does it feel sharing this with us right now? What is something that drives you up every morning? Who do you trust most in life? And what's a childhood misconception you clung to for way too long, and how did you finally realize it wasn't true? And finally, if you could adopt another perspective about life, perhaps from a totally different culture or time period, what would it be and how do you think it would change your current daily actions? Wow, that is a lot of questions. So, in the first question, the most meaningful thing in life, probably the concept of a family. Um, it's just that you don't really get to see the hardships that a family would go through, especially when you're outside. Like if you're just outside or on your online, majority of people think family is what very clean. Anyone who's currently in their teenage years or has a family of their own knows that this is false. My father says it's one of the most difficult and the largest responsibility as a man that you could probably have. And I hope that I'm able to get that right. For the second one, I feel like that being able to answer these kinds of questions, ones that really do dig into how I think, it's one of the best ways for me to get to know you guys and for you to get to know me. It's not really more so that I feel uncomfortable about answering questions, it's more so that I want to answer these kinds of questions to let you guys know the real me. For the third question, something drives me up every morning. It's breakfast. You won't catch my taras not skipping breakfast, bro. Unless I'm playing Val. And that's the only reason. That's the only time when. I'm gonna be honest. The person I trust most in life, I actually have two. They're equally tied. So in real life, it's my father. He's always, in general, just been there for me. He's the one that helped me manage to realize that there are other people that potentially like me better. He's also the one that gave me advice throughout school. And as well as the only one that, well, for the most part, the only one that really truly defended every allegation that I had. And pretty much majority of the fights that I got into, whether it be verbal or physical, mainly because I didn't start it and that they normally would like, talk shit about my family. Um, a childhood misconception was that turning on the light in the car is illegal. It's apparently not. Uh, I learned this from Law by Mike, unironically. Uh, I didn't believe in Santa. I just I liked Halloween because of the cosplays. New Year's, yeah, no, that's fine. I used to like the tradition of Christmas with the mistletoe. It's just a very funny seeing other people do it. So yeah, I'll claim to still believe it, but I know it's not actually true, and people just do it just because it's like a tradition thing. About my other perspective, it would definitely be still modern day, but probably if I was born in like what early 2000s and like or either late 2000s or very late 90s because and then it would probably be what a European country, like a northern European country. I feel like that the culture that they have there is a lot more expressive. The Philippines is also expressive. I'd want to see what other people would do. As for the kind of habits that I'd probably get, it'd probably be the same, just with different people. Although that does feel a bit sad because I like the people that I have right now. Those are all the questions from the Crow's Nest, my Discord server. If you guys wanted to go join that, you could feel free to do so. Now time to answer questions from Flowerfield Productions. There are a lot of questions, wow. How much was the new house? Cause nowadays the economy is serious. I don't actually know. I don't actually know. I'm gonna be moving in with my aunt, so yeah. What is your dream that you want to accomplish before dying? Didn't I already answer this question, Dr. Berry? Anyway. How long have I been producing videos, and what were some of your most favorite moments? Very interesting. A video that I really liked to make was the very old content of when I was still following Junichi's content animation style or animations editing style. Junichi is kind of what pushed me to becoming a Valorant content creator because of how cute their videos were. It's just every clip that they managed to get, as well as with the very cute Bocce the Rock video PNGs. It was just that kind of unique style that I really wanted to emulate here. Do you ball? No, I do not. Are you Filipino? Yes, I am. I am a I'm very open about it. I call it a curse, but it's funny because people keep saying, "Oh no, you're Filipino." I love that kind of comment. I wish people would, just overall comment on my videos more. Are you human? No, I am a Corvus Corax, aka a crow. Why did you start making content? Like writing. I started out doing writing because I was just a poet. I just love writing poems, mainly prose, but I also started to get into writing haiku. It was one of the defining things that very few people know me for, but majority of them are teachers. They like asking me about how I like writing and if I have any new poems of the day because I unironically wrote every single day, at least 3 haiku every day during my school years. Can you chuck wood like a woodchuck can chuck wood? Barry, Barry, bro. I already said I'm a crow. Would I rather be born 100 years in the past or 100 years in the future, and why? I put a lot of thought into this question for the past few days. Definitely 100 years in the future. Purely because technology would be easier, as well as what would I even do at like what? 1909. I'd probably die in like World War One. I'd probably be in World War One and World War Two, bro. I'm gonna be so dead ass with you. What do you think was the inspiration of making Flowerfield Productions? Actually, it's kind of funny because I was starting to get into content similar to Afmal's My Street and Ivory Shallow's White Pine. They just make such good content, and I feel like that with the things that I have right now, I could do the same thing. So I booted up Minecraft. So funny thing is, the first project we ever made, I didn't even think of doing it at the time. It was a build battle competition between me and Haku, my second in command on Flowerfield Productions, and my best friend. Really, just my best friend. What was life like with your brothers and family? Um, 3 words: chaotic, fun, and melancholic. There are a lot of times that yes, we get into fights for brothers, but that's just because we don't always agree on things, and that sometimes we tend to get more aggressive with how we decide to communicate in general. However, just spending time with them is overall a lot more fun with them. Uh, I always keep talking shit about them, but generally, I wouldn't replace them, even if I had the choice. What is your biggest regret in your life? Hmm. 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 Genuinely, I rarely get regrets actually. Majority of the times, uh, everything that I do has some form of justified action or justified reasoning. It's just to the point that I don't really have any kind of regret. The closest one was probably with my ex. Either that or it was to be overcommitted into a situationship. As far as I know, those are all the questions that I was asked in both the Crow's Nest, my personal Discord server, and Flowerfield Productions, my Minecraft Cinematics Discord server. If you guys want to join either of them, here are the codes on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Peace.